Ladies and gentlemen, we often find ourselves caught in the cycle of worrying about what the future holds. Whether it's our career, relationships, finances, or general success, there is a constant pressure to know what's coming next. But today I want to challenge that mindset. Stop worrying about your future. Worrying about what might happen tomorrow only steals from the present. It keeps us from fully engaging with the moments we're living right now. We can't predict the future, but we can shape it with the choices we make today. And that's where our true power lies. Instead of dwelling on the unknown, let's shift our energy towards living intentionally in the present. Success isn't guaranteed, but one thing is for sure. We cannot thrive while trapped in anxiety about what's ahead. Today is the opportunity to lay the foundation for tomorrow. Focusing on the present is more than just a casual suggestion. It's a powerful approach to life that many of us overlook in the hustle of daily existence. Our actions today are directly connected to our future outcomes, yet often we get caught up in thoughts about tomorrow, which distracts us from the only thing we truly have control over, the present moment. The social pressures and pressures of the present prevent most of the rational thinking. So we must decide when minding our own present moment. When we focus on the present, we become more engaged with the world around us, making better decisions and building stronger relationships. Often we let ourselves spiral into a pattern of worry about future events that are beyond our control. This worry doesn't allow us to give our full attention to the tasks at hand, whether they be personal or professional. And by doing so, we lose out on making the most of the opportunities available to us right now. In the course of our daily lives, we encounter moments where we have to make choices. How we spend our time, the energy we invest, the conversations we engage in, and the decisions we make in our work or relationships. Each of these moments is an opportunity to take meaningful action that will guide us toward the future we desire. However, if we're constantly fixated on what could go wrong or what might come next, we risk missing these opportunities. Think of it like planting a seed today for a tree that will grow tomorrow. If you're so focused on the possibility that the tree might not survive in the future, you might forget to water it or care for it today. It's only through consistent, mindful actions today that the future can truly manifest itself in a way that aligns with your goals and aspirations. When we allow ourselves to worry too much about tomorrow, we create an overwhelming sense of pressure that doesn't serve us. The paradox is that the more we focus on the future, the less we seem to achieve. Instead, when we concentrate on what we can do right now, whether it's tackling a task, learning something new, or simply engaging with those around us, we naturally build a solid foundation for the future without even realizing it. Furthermore, focusing on the present encourages mindfulness, helping us live more authentically. Instead of racing through the motions of life, we experience the richness of each moment, recognizing the beauty and value in our daily activities. This sense of awareness doesn't just improve our productivity, but enriches our overall quality of life. By giving our full attention to what we're doing now, we give ourselves the best possible chance to make the most out of every opportunity, without being clouded by unnecessary anxieties. In essence, the present is where life unfolds. It is where we have agency, where we can take concrete steps toward our future, and where we can feel empowered to influence the outcomes we want. If we stop worrying about the distant future and invest our energy in the now, we become architects of our own destiny in the most powerful way possible. Worrying is one of those emotions that can feel necessary, but it is, in fact, incredibly unproductive. When we worry about the future, we often do so under the illusion that we're preparing ourselves for what's coming. But in reality, we're simply spinning our wheels, burning mental and emotional energy without moving forward. The more we worry, the less we are able to act with clarity and intention, which ultimately puts us further away from solutions or progress. The mind can easily get caught in a loop of what-if scenarios, imagining all the worst possible outcomes, and endlessly replaying past mistakes or future fears. This type of mental activity doesn't help us solve problems or make better decisions. It only heightens anxiety and distracts us from the work we can do in the present. It's easy to convince ourselves that worrying will somehow protect us or prepare us for whatever's next, but all it does is amplify stress without offering any real benefits. Take, for instance, the worry over an important decision or a big life change. We can easily spend days, weeks, or even months worrying about the potential consequences of a decision we haven't yet made. But by doing so, we delay taking action or making progress, and often the outcome we feared never even materialized. We create unnecessary mental noise that clouds our judgment, leaving us less capable of making clear and thoughtful choices. Worry also creates a false sense of urgency. It tricks us into believing that because we're constantly thinking about something, we are somehow moving closer to a solution or understanding. But the truth is, the act of worrying does nothing but prolongs the discomfort we feel. It prevents us from taking productive steps towards solving the issue. When we spend all of our energy on what might go wrong, we leave little room for creative thinking or problem solving that could address the real challenge at hand. Moreover, worry drains our energy. It affects our physical health, causing tension, restlessness, and a feeling of being overwhelmed. It impacts our emotional well-being, often making us feel helpless and stuck. It can even affect our relationships, as our mental preoccupation makes us less available to connect with others. The more we worry, the more we distance ourselves from meaningful engagement in our daily lives, losing sight of the things that truly matter. At the end of the day, worry has no tangible outcome. It doesn't solve problems, change the future, or prepare us for what's ahead. It only leads to a sense of paralysis, robbing us of our time, energy, and focus. The energy we put into worrying could be much better used in making small, intentional steps toward resolving whatever situation is causing us concern. Embracing uncertainty means accepting that life is inherently unpredictable and that our inability to foresee every outcome can be a source of strength rather than a cause for anxiety. When we let go of the need to control every detail of our future, we open ourselves up to new experiences and possibilities that would otherwise remain hidden behind our rigid expectations. This mindset shift encourages us to see uncertainty not as a void to be feared, but as a dynamic space where growth, creativity, and innovation can flourish. By acknowledging that uncertainty is a natural part of life, we allow ourselves the freedom to experiment, take risks, and pursue opportunities without the constant burden of needing a foolproof plan. This approach liberates our decision-making process, enabling us to focus on exploring paths that feel right in the moment, rather than obsessing over every potential outcome. In doing so, we build resilience, learning to adapt to whatever challenges or changes come our way. This adaptability becomes a powerful tool in our personal and professional lives, as we learn to navigate unforeseen circumstances with confidence and flexibility. Embracing uncertainty also means cultivating a mindset of curiosity. When we stop fighting the unknown, we start to see it as a canvas for exploration. Instead of clinging to rigid plans and predetermined outcomes, we allow ourselves to be guided by our experiences and intuition. This openness can lead to innovative solutions and a richer understanding of our own values and desires. It encourages us to ask questions, explore alternative perspectives, and continuously evolve, recognizing that each moment holds potential lessons and opportunities for personal transformation. Moreover, accepting uncertainty helps alleviate the pressure of perfectionism. When we understand that life doesn't always follow a neat linear path, we become more forgiving of our own mistakes and less critical of outcomes that diverge from our original plans. This acceptance fosters a kinder inner dialogue where we view setbacks as stepping stones rather than failures. In doing so, we develop a healthier relationship with our ambitions and a more balanced approach to achieving our goals. In this light, uncertainty becomes less about a lack of control and more about the richness of the unknown. It transforms into a catalyst that propels us forward, compelling us to live more fully in the present and to trust that each step, however uncertain, is part of a larger unfolding journey. Taking one step at a time means breaking down our larger ambitions and goals into manageable actions that we can address in the present moment. It's about recognizing that monumental changes or achievements rarely happen overnight, but are instead the result of consistent, incremental progress. By focusing on what we can do right now, we prevent the feeling of being overwhelmed by the vastness of our dreams or the uncertainty of the path ahead. This approach encourages us to shift our focus away from the intimidating picture of the final destination and instead concentrate on the immediate actions that move us forward. Each small step builds on the previous one, creating a natural momentum that carries us along our journey. When we allow ourselves to focus on the next actionable task, we create a series of successes that can be celebrated along the way. This not only boosts our confidence, but also provides clear evidence that progress is being made, even if it doesn't always feel dramatic. Moreover, taking one step at a time helps us to manage stress and anxiety that often accompany large projects or significant life changes. When we break down a daunting goal into smaller achievable tasks, the work becomes more approachable and less paralyzing. We gain clarity about what needs to be done next, reducing the uncertainty that can otherwise hinder our progress. This method allows us to maintain focus and build resilience, because each small victory reinforces the belief that we are capable of navigating challenges as they arise. In addition, by concentrating on one step at a time, we also cultivate a deeper awareness of our actions and their impact on our journey. And this mindfulness encourages us to reflect on what works, adjust our strategies if necessary, and appreciate the process rather than just fixating on the outcome. It transforms the experience into one of continual learning and growth. Every step taken is an opportunity to gain insight, refine our approach, and reaffirm our commitment to our goals. This incremental approach also helps to maintain a sense of balance and prevent burnout. By pacing ourselves, we allow for natural breaks and periods of rest, which are essential for sustaining long-term effort. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the enormity of what lies ahead, focusing on one step at a time provides structure and a clear path forward. It creates a rhythm in our lives that makes progress both tangible and sustainable, making it easier to navigate setbacks and remain adaptable in the face of change. Controlling what you can means channeling your energy toward the aspects of your life where your actions have an impact. Instead of getting caught up in events or circumstances beyond your influence, it's about identifying what is within your power and investing your time and effort there. This approach not only reduces feelings of helplessness, but also creates a more focused pathway to progress. When you recognize that certain outcomes depend solely on external factors, you save yourself from unnecessary worry and instead concentrate on the decisions you can make in the present moment. By zeroing in on what you can control, you empower yourself to make deliberate choices that align with your values and objectives. This might involve managing your daily routines, refining your skills, or nurturing relationships that add value to your life. It also means setting boundaries, learning to say no when demands exceed what you can realistically handle, and understanding that not every problem requires a solution from you. When you take charge of these elements, you cultivate a sense of agency that can guide you through times of uncertainty. Focusing on controllable factors also involves a mindful awareness of your internal responses. Emotions, thoughts, and attitudes are aspects that you can influence through practices like mindfulness, reflection, or even seeking constructive feedback from others. When you adjust your perspective to recognize that your reaction to a situation is as important as the situation itself, you build resilience and create a buffer against external stressors. In practical terms, controlling what you can might mean creating a daily plan that highlights achievable tasks rather than worrying about long-term outcomes that are largely unpredictable. It could be as simple as making a conscious decision to engage in activities that nourish your body and mind, or taking proactive steps to enhance your skills in areas that are important to you. Each deliberate action reinforces your capacity to steer your life in the direction you desire, helping to create a cycle of positive momentum that builds over time. Comparing yourself to others can become an insidious habit that erodes your confidence and distracts you from recognizing your own growth. When you measure your progress against someone else's achievements, you risk losing sight of your individual path. Every person's journey is uniquely shaped by personal experiences, circumstances, and choices, and the paths they follow are not meant to mirror your own. Focusing on what others are doing often creates an unfair benchmark, because what you see on the surface rarely captures the full story behind someone's success or struggle. This constant comparison can lead to a cycle of self-criticism and diminished self-worth, where you begin to internalize the belief that your efforts are never enough. Instead of celebrating your small victories and learning from your setbacks, you might feel overshadowed by the perceived perfection of someone else's life. This can make you overly focused on external validation rather than on nurturing your own skills and ambitions. Each time you compare yourself, you divert attention away from your personal progress, making it harder to appreciate the unique steps you are taking in your journey. Social media and other modern platforms often amplify these feelings by presenting curated glimpses of others' lives. The images and stories shared online tend to highlight successes, milestones, and happy moments, creating a distorted reality where everyone appears to be thriving effortlessly. In contrast, your own life, with all its complexities and behind-the-scenes challenges, can feel lacking in comparison. This discrepancy can lead to an unfair standard, making it seem as if you are falling behind even when you are moving forward at your own pace. By shifting focus away from external comparisons, you begin to develop a more compassionate relationship with yourself. Instead of evaluating your progress based on someone else's timeline, you start to appreciate the significance of your own experiences and the lessons learned along the way. This change in perspective allows you to see your unique qualities as strengths rather than deficits. It opens up the space to set personal goals and celebrate achievements that are tailored to your individual circumstances and aspirations. Emphasizing your own journey means investing time in self-reflection and understanding what truly matters to you. It involves recognizing that everyone faces obstacles and that setbacks are a natural part of growth. When you stop constantly comparing, you allow yourself the freedom to take risks and experiment without the burden of judgment. This self-focus helps build resilience and encourages a mindset that is oriented toward progress rather than one that is mired in the achievements of others. By letting go of the habit of comparison, you create room for authenticity and self-improvement. The focus shifts from an external validation process to an internal drive for personal excellence. This empowers you to define success on your own terms, rather than adhering to a one-size-fits-all standard. In doing so, you cultivate an environment where your personal evolution becomes the true measure of achievement, leading to a more fulfilling and confident way of living. flexible attitude, allowing you to bounce back from disappointments more quickly and to find innovative solutions where rigid thinking might have left you stuck. It's about trusting that you can handle complexity and uncertainty by leveraging your past experiences, learning from each encounter, and continuously evolving. In day-to-day life, this mindset can be incredibly liberating. It helps you to remain calm under pressure, to approach challenges with a problem-solving attitude, and to view change as a natural part of growth rather than as a threat. Believing in your adaptability also reinforces the importance of continuous learning, understanding that every experience, whether successful or not, adds to your ability to navigate future challenges. This perspective not only supports personal development, but also fosters a proactive approach to life, where you are constantly refining your strategies and expanding your capacity to thrive in a dynamic world. Trusting the process means embracing the journey of growth, even when the destination seems blurred by uncertainty. It requires a deep belief that every step, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is part of a larger plan for your personal evolution. Instead of being fixated solely on a final outcome, you begin to see value in the gradual unfolding of experiences that shape who you are. Each challenge and setback becomes an essential part of your learning curve, equipping you with wisdom and resilience that propel you forward. This mindset involves a shift from immediate gratification to a long-term vision, where progress is measured in persistence rather than perfection. It means accepting that the path to success is rarely linear, and that detours and delays are natural elements of the journey. In trusting the process, you free yourself from the pressure to control every variable and instead allow life to unfold in its own time. You understand that your best efforts today lay the groundwork for future opportunities, even if the results aren't instantly visible. Believing in the process also cultivates patience, a quality that nurtures both creativity and endurance. When you surrender to the natural rhythm of growth, you allow yourself to be present in each moment, appreciating the subtle changes that indicate progress. This approach encourages you to stay curious, to learn continuously from each experience, and to adapt gracefully to unexpected twists and turns. Rather than getting disheartened by temporary setbacks, you learn to view them as stepping stones that contribute to a richer, more informed version of yourself. In this way, trusting the process becomes a powerful framework for living. It transforms uncertainty into an arena for exploration, where every experience, whether positive or challenging, is recognized as a valuable lesson in the art of becoming. Comparing yourself to others often leads you down a path where your unique strengths and achievements become obscured by a relentless pursuit of an external standard. When you measure your worth by the yardstick of someone else's success, you risk losing sight of your own progress and individuality. Each person's journey is a tapestry of personal experiences, challenges, and triumphs. So contrasting your behind-the-scenes struggles with someone else's highlight reel is inherently unfair and unproductive. This habit of comparison can quietly erode your self-confidence over time. It creates an internal dialogue steeped in self-doubt and inadequacy, where you begin to focus on perceived shortcomings rather than your accomplishments. As you fixate on what others seem to have mastered, you might inadvertently dismiss your own skills and potential, feeling as though you are perpetually falling short. Over time, this not only undermines your self-esteem, but can also stifle your motivation to pursue your own goals and dreams. The tendency to compare is amplified in a world where social media and curated images dominate our perception of success. When you scroll through posts that showcase only the best moments of others' lives, it's easy to develop a skewed perspective on reality. Behind every perfect photo or success story lies a story of hard work, setbacks, and resilience, elements that remain unseen. Recognizing that everyone faces their own set of challenges can help you reframe these comparisons as unrealistic benchmarks rather than attainable standards. By shifting your focus inward and acknowledging your personal journey, you create space for a healthier self-assessment. Instead of using others as a mirror for what you lack, you can view them as sources of inspiration or learning opportunities without allowing their achievements to diminish your self-worth. Concentrating on your progress involves celebrating small victories and understanding that every step forward, regardless of its size, is a testament to your growth. This approach nurtures a more compassionate relationship with yourself, where you can value your unique contributions and appreciate your distinctive path. Ultimately, releasing the habit of comparison invites you to embrace authenticity. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you allow your true self to emerge, complete with its unique talents, perspectives, and potential. This self-acceptance creates a foundation for personal fulfillment, empowering you to pursue your dreams without the weight of external expectations. Learning from failures involves embracing setbacks as opportunities for personal and professional growth, rather than viewing them as final judgments on your abilities. When you encounter failure, it presents a unique chance to examine what went wrong and why, enabling you to identify areas that need improvement. By dissecting your actions and the circumstances that led to the setback, you gain valuable insights that inform your future decisions and strategies. This reflective process helps to shift your perspective from one of defeat to one of continuous learning, where each failure is simply another lesson along your journey. Every failure carries with it a wealth of information about your approach, the external factors at play, and your response to unexpected challenges. By analyzing these factors, you can uncover hidden patterns or habits that may be impeding your progress. Over time, this practice not only refines your problem-solving skills, but also builds a stronger foundation of resilience. Instead of being discouraged by mistakes, you start to view them as stepping stones that contribute to your overall development. This mindset transforms setbacks into a natural and necessary part of a larger learning curve. Moreover, learning from failures encourages a mindset that values experimentation and risk-taking. When you understand that mistakes are an inherent part of innovation and progress, you become more willing to step out of your comfort zone. This willingness to take calculated risks fosters creativity, as you learn to navigate through uncertainty with a proactive attitude. Each failure then becomes a valuable experiment, providing feedback that helps you recalibrate your approach and try again with improved strategies. Ultimately, this process of learning from failures nurtures self-awareness and humility, reminding you that growth is often non-linear. It teaches you to be patient with yourself and to appreciate that mastery is achieved over time through persistent effort and adaptation. Embracing failures as learning opportunities allows you to evolve continuously, equipping you with the tools to handle future challenges with greater confidence and competence. As we draw this conversation to a close, imagine standing at the edge of a vast horizon, where every sunrise represents a fresh start and every moment holds the promise of growth. Instead of letting anxiety about what tomorrow might bring weigh you down, choose to embrace the present with courage and mindfulness. Every deliberate action you take today, be it a small step towards a goal or a conscious decision to let go of what you cannot control, is a powerful testament to your strength and potential. Reflect on the journey you've taken so far, acknowledging both your triumphs and setbacks, and recognize that each experience has equipped you with the resilience to face uncertainty. Trust that the process of learning from every failure, adapting to new circumstances, and shedding the need for perfection will continue to guide you towards a future that unfolds naturally. Remember that comparing your progress to others only distracts you from the unique, beautiful path you're crafting, one deliberate, mindful step at a time. Now, as you stand here ready to face what comes next, let this moment be a pledge to yourself, to live fully in the present, to act with intention, and to believe wholeheartedly in your ability to adapt and flourish. By letting go of unproductive worries and embracing the unknown, you set the stage for a life rich with opportunities, personal victories, and continual growth. Embrace this journey with open arms, knowing that each moment of mindful action is a building block of a future that is as unique and vibrant as you are.